Good morning and welcome back to Bear's Garden Adventure. Let's see. I'm going to work on a compost pile today. We've got all those greens down there. There's lettuce and stuff that's done. It's overgrown now. It's not good to eat no more. And then we got broccoli and cauliflower that's not even bolting. It's just not doing nothing but just growing. So we're going to compost that stuff into place. And I think maybe we'll come and thin out some of these carrots to try to get them to grow some more. They really need to be thinned out. I listened to one person on YouTube and he says, I don't thin my carrots, I let them thin themselves out. Yeah, well, they're not really thinning themselves out here. These carrots are stressed out and they're starting to become overrun with aphids. So I want to try to clear some of those out, let you guys see what the carrots look like down there. And yeah, that's just about it. Just work on the compost pile today. We got stuff already going on down here. So we got green and we got brown. The green's turning into brown, just drying out here, turning into brown. And we have green deep down. We have green. We also have leaf mold. That's a good thing. So the bugs or the worms are coming up and eating this stuff, so we're insects here. Eating that fresh green stuff. I'm finally going to put some dirt on this today. I'd like to put some dirt on this today. So same thing with these guys. Lift them up, you see lots of worm life. Because all my stuff is just packed with worms on purpose. If you guys have been watching any of my channel's episodes, you know that I pack worms and all with my pack. So I just want to get this mixed in. There's some carrots. So I'm gonna get this, put some dirt on top of this stuff. Oh good, it's all full of worms. Slimy. Lots of leaf mold, lots of worms. And then this here, this lettuce is old, it's ready to bolt. So all this salad, we're just done with this. And we're gonna pretty much compost this in place. But I also want to use some of this dirt that's down here to cover this up with, since we're not going to do the carrots. So let's get to doing some of that, shall we? Let's go down here. This stuff is doing nothing. It's not even seeding. I would have thought it was seeded by now, but it's not even seeding. It's not doing anything. So yeah, we're going to compost all this stuff in place because it's not doing nothing. Pull some of this out here. Definitely want to keep it in the pot. Pull it out. Very few aphids. I had aphids, but once I got aphids, I sprayed them with the homemade spray I make. I showed you guys how to make, and it helps. It doesn't keep them away completely, but it helps. It keeps them from eating up all my stuff. Okay, so we're gonna take some of this dirt here. What's that? Look at that worm. Big old worm. Thank you. Big worm. So let's go ahead and shovel. got a wire cage on the bottom of it so the mold can't come up through it. All these roots in here. This is a good start for a compost pile. Oops, don't tear up your cage on the bottom. All those roots. Really good start to the compost pile. And now it's crazy how dry this is. I water it every day. And how dry it is. Oops. What a waste. Alright. Camera's not acting right. Hang on. Need to put some serious water on this. Actually, I might have stopped watering this like a couple of days ago or so. I don't know, but it's really dry. But I know I didn't water yesterday. I didn't water it today, so it wouldn't be this dry though. I mean, it's even got a shade cover over it. So why is it so dry with the way I watered it? Really strange. Be right there. All right. So that's that top layer. I'm gonna break that down in a minute. I gotta stop the video for a second. All right. Peace out. I'll be right back. Okay, we're finished with these first two compost piles for now. We got to wet them down later. So we're going to throw some water on these later and wet them down with the hose for a bit. And this one here, I'm going to put some more green stuff on top of that from the carrots. So let's go check out these carrots. I might just go ahead and ditch all these carrots. I don't know yet. But the carrots have been doing really bad. They look like they're doing good, but they're not. They're stressed out, full of aphids. It's not a good story. So I'm watering them every day anyways. I just pull them out and there's just nothing. I mean, look at that. Tons of ants, tons of aphids, but no carrots. These have been going since March. They've been going pretty sure past their 75 days. The package said these are done in 75 days. And so you got March, April, May, June, July. So definitely sometime mid-July, definitely be past the time they're supposed to go. That one's okay. Ants all over me because of the aphids. Yeah, see, the aphids are getting smashed up, but there's tons of aphids in here. Tons of ants too. See, look at this. Pull this one up. Oh, look at all these aphids. Full of aphids and ants. So I'm probably just going to pull them all because they're all just going to start getting these aphids. This is actually the second pot. I'm just going to pull them all. Some of these can be eaten. I'm not going to say they can't. They're decent size. Full of ants. Full of ants and aphids. Yeah. The aphids will keep them from growing. I mean, there's tons and tons of aphids. They smell really good. You can taste some of them. Yeah, see, that's that first pot. I already knew this one was like that because I checked it. The first one I did off the camera was the same way. Oh my God, look at all these ants. Look at this. Yeah, these pots are toast. Look at all those ants. Look at this. Swarmed with ants. Look at that. Those are my yellow. And these ones are only supposed to get 7 inches long. You know? And they are way, way stressed out in here. I'm just gonna pull them all, guys. The bigger ones we can actually put in the refrigerator and I can snack on them because some of these red ones down here were really good. I had one of these orange ones the other day, really good. So the bigger ones I'm definitely gonna put in the refrigerator. We'll clean them up. Here's the ants there. Full of ants too. There's another red one. Look at how small they are. Some of them are supposed to be really long and not fat, but long and skinny. And these are just long and skinny, or short and skinny, I should say. That's a lot of carrots that are just in the way of each other. Next time I grow these, which I think I can grow more in July, I've been looking at people growing things in July and carrots are one of them, so I can try to start these again and see if we can get some carrots. And I'm gonna grow, I'm not gonna put so many seeds in the pot. All right, so yeah, these are toast, guys. Let's go take them to the compost pile. some of these yellow ones here. These yellow ones look pretty good. I haven't tried the yellow ones yet. These are literally just little snacks. Little lunch pail snacks for the work lunch pail. Oh, look at, there's a nice purple one. Nice red one. This is pretty long. They look like peppers, not carrots. Oh, my back is killing me right now. Okay, too bad there weren't too many orange ones, because the orange ones are pretty good. All right, these ones are harvested. The rest are going to go down the way. So I'm mad if the aphids are on them in here, because all these plants are going to die and get covered up anyways. One thing I've learned about aphids is that aphids are born live and aphids are born pregnant. There are no eggs with aphids. There's no breeding and getting pregnant with aphids. They are born that way. I learned that this year too. I just find that amazing, actually. Talk about total propagation. Don't worry about your species at all because you're born pregnant. That is just crazy. No wonder why they're so devastating to our gardens. Good nutrients for this fall's crop that's going to be in here. Let me tell you guys, my back so hurts right now. Oh God, this is the worst part for me gardening. It hurts me really bad. I don't take pain medication because I don't like the fact that pain pills, people get addicted to them. And the pain pills end up doing you worse than the pain you're suffering. I don't like the thought of becoming addicted to medical pain pills. So I don't take them, period. Alright, all nice and evenly distributed as best we can. It's a good start for the green. And the worms are going to come up from the bottom of this and just start eating away at it. They're going to love it. So now we're going to add brown. This is the way you do the dry compost, but this is the way I do the compost as well for feeding the worms that are in the compost pile. I don't put cardboard in my compost piles. I don't like the thought of putting trash in my compost pile. Alright. These are from last year. I was going to put them on the watermelon, but it turns out I bought some perfect grow mulch for the watermelons. The watermelons will sit on top of that grow mulch instead of on top of the dirt, and they won't get all moldy and stuff. Okay, that's that. Whoa, don't put that plastic in there. No trash. Okay. Gotcha, don't worry. I'm not gonna let you fall, camera. That went to my power. So, this is the beginning of a good compost pile. And it's also it's also going to be used in fall planting. Okay. I'll just walk it in a bit. Don't want it blowing away in the wind. And we're going to wet it down. Wet it down. This compost here should actually get hot. The more I add to it, the better it becomes. And this compost will heat up here. Unlike the worm bin compost, it might heat up. Actually, the big one down there did get hot, because it was warm when I came out here, I believe yesterday morning, and put my fingers in it, or this morning, one or two. Put my fingers down there all the way underneath the leaves to where they're all wet and moldy and mildewy. And it was warm instead of the temperature that it is outside. Come on. And I will come and I will flip over this stuff here in a few weeks. Same thing with this one. I'll come and flip it over in a few weeks. We're going to harvest these. These are harvested. Look how bright those became once I got water on them. Aren't they beautiful? Okay. I haven't tried these yellow ones. I'm going to try one. These old frost netting. These orange ones are good. I've had one of those. Don't think I tried one of these yet, though. Let's have one of these. Alright, so we got these guys. We got pink, red, yellow, and orange. You should skin them. So they can be a little bitter. This one's good. Yeah, they're just skinned, a little bitter. There, get that skin off of there, that yellow one. That's good. Tastes like an orange carrot. That's good. I'm sorry I'm not giving you guys the names of these. I don't remember right now. And personally, they're too small to even really care. I'm gonna try to grow them again today. So, they're good though. Really crispy. This is really sweet. This is really good. I like it a lot. This orange one is kind of fragrant. Not like the first one I had a day or two ago. Oh no, it tastes pretty good after I peeled them a bit. Eating them without peeling them, they're bitter. I don't like that. They're good. Alright, well, peace out. I'll be back in a second with the names of these carrots. Okay, this video has been days in the making. I had to remind myself that this is a compost video. Oh, I forgot a spoon out here. I should put that in my pocket. And I'm also going to do a compost tea. I'm going to do a little bit of feeding too. So I added the corn to this. I harvested the corn the other day, as you guys know from the last video I made. And the corn is in here. The corn stalks are in here with a lot of other greens and browns and stuff. Put the dirt on top, level it down, hold it down, and help the worms come up and not die while they're doing what they're doing there in this heat that we have out here in Reading. Here's one Last one I'm doing here too, there's a watermelon from today that we ate, we finished. This is a very bottom of the watermelon, so in all the cut up rinds. And I put everything in here, guys, from the compost up in the house that we eat as far as fruit and vegetables. So I'll just cover that up and let the worms come up and start eating this. And these things are loaded down with all kinds of good yummy stuff for the worms to eat and make all kinds of good worm bed in these compost piles. All right, so let's go over here to the tea now. Put this bag here for now. I'm warning you guys, these teas are disgusting. These teas are gross. These teas are nasty. But these teas are good. Okay. So right now I'm going to mix this up and we're going to water a little bit or feed a little bit. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to be feeding. And I have to change the cloth here. These cloths are really no good. They're done now. So this one here is quite gross. This is the compost tea. And I will say they don't really smell bad. I've been doing these for months now. I've been feeding with these. This will be my third feeding this time around. And let's put this in the back because we're going to throw them all away. Go ahead and uncover this one too. And the sun is just shredding these things up. Last time I fed last week, I put new compost inside of these, and I'm gonna put some new compost inside the other one today. But look at that. Looks gross, right? But it's not. It doesn't even smell bad, guys. I mean, it's got a wicked smell to it, but it's not something that's gonna pick up and carry in the wind all day long, all day strong. No, it's not like that. But if you're here and you're smelling it, it's pretty good. But all this stuff right here is composting down to basically a liquid. I'm mixing it and mixing it. Whoa, I don't want to get it on me. Oh, there's its smell. I can smell it now finally. But like I said, it smells like compost, like manure, you know, stuff like that. It doesn't smell like rotting, disgusting grossness. And I really like that. Okay, this one's mixed up. Let's mix up the other one. I just don't want this to fall over. Now this one is totally different. It's got a smell to it too, but this one right here, for some reason, it breaks down a whole lot faster. This is bananas. This is corn husk, which I missed my opportunity to put more corn husk in there. It's already in the compost pile. But it's bananas, corn husk, and what was the other main ingredient? Bell peppers. So I put bell peppers in here a second time with all the bananas. And I also added some cucumber to this. And I'll tell you guys, about a month ago, I opened up this lid to mix everything up. And there was a frog living in it. And this frog was so fat. It wasn't living in the liquid. It was living on the cover in between the lid and the liquid. It was living on the cover, And this little tree frog was the fattest little tree frog I've ever seen in my life. It was just in there loving it. It wasn't smelling bad or anything. Just like now, it doesn't smell bad, but it does smell like a fertilizer. And see, this one is a lot lighter than the first one that we saw. Look at how much less. I've actually also put coffee grounds in this. There are coffee grounds in the other one too. All right, these ought to be mixed up enough. I'm gonna let you guys come with me on a feeding. Then we'll turn this off so I can feed the rest, because it takes me a long time to feed everybody. So we just do a cup of each, and it is measured out. This is a measuring cup. This measures 2 cups. So we got some of that one. Turn it around. That good liquid. That good liquid. That's tea. That's gold in your garden, guys. I've been doing this. This is my 3rd week now, you guys. Alright, I like to cover them up. I like to keep the flies out of them. Okay. This is something that flies would really want to have. Especially the fruit one. That's actual food. The compost one is not actual food. Alright, let's go over here. Oh, I think I forgot to run the hose. Yeah, I forgot to run the hose. It's already cooling down though, that's good. Alright. Now this is how I feed once a week now. Everything's growing, everything's loving it. It's got compost tea and it's got banana tea. Okay. And yes, this stuff stinks even mixed. Do not get it on you. Whoa. And we literally go and we feed everybody. I don't want to say for sure, but ever since I started giving this stuff to my strawberries, the mold has left my strawberries alone. Hang on a second. Knock on wood. Oh no. I hate when that happens. Hang on, guys. Malfunction. A stinky malfunction. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, look at that avocado. And yes, you can actually wet the leaves. That's my avocado. You know how sensitive avocados are. And it helps them all the way through, from the tips of the leaves down to the tips of their roots. It helps them. Oh, look at the little frog. I don't know if you guys saw him or not. All right, that's another 10 minutes already, guys. So that is what I'm doing right now. All right, so I may just end this video here. Maybe I'll turn it back on and let you guys see the garden a little bit, but I'll probably end the video here. This is what we're doing. This is the compost tea. Actually, I'll end the video when I put the additives into the banana tea. More bananas and other things. And then I'll end the video. All right? Peace out, y'all. Can't wait till these other marigolds pop out. I forgot that I planted 2 different kinds of marigolds in the same winter sowing pot. So I just overwatered those. But yeah, there's 2 different kind of marigolds coming out of here, and one of them's a mix. And I guess that's what this tall one is here. All right, that's everybody. Everybody's fed and watered. Well, not fed and watered, but everybody's fed. Alright. So, let's just go real quick. And top off these containers. I'll show you guys what I do to top them off. Alright, so I wanted to add to these, or at least to this one. I have already chopped up banana bits. Come on, there we go. I'll add those in there. Good, I have a trash bag for that trash right there. And these, careful not to splash, are old cucumber and zucchini and squash that didn't get eaten. They've been in the refrigerator longer than I like them to be in there. So we're going to go ahead and add those too. I put squash in here before, or zucchini, no, I put cucumbers in here before. And the cucumbers, they broke down in just days. I mean, just days, a week maybe. And the cucumbers were like no more. Okay, so then one other thing I do, which I'm getting low on, it's almost gone. I used to have frogs living in this too. Every time I open it, frogs would go jumping out. Yeah, see that water is really low. So this is the rainwater, what's left over of the rainwater. Bucket right now. I just top them off, guys, with rainwater. When the rainwater is gone, those will be full of faucet water. But the faucet water will be sitting before I even use it. Let's go get some more. Be right back. Jump forward. All right. Whoops. Give these guys another little stir. Look at all the bubbles. They say that's nitrogen. So this is nitrogen-rich compost, if what they say is true. Alright. And then we just keep it covered and we mix it a couple of times a week. Well, I mix it a couple of times a week. And I'm going to put these new cloths on them. These are brand new. They're really thick. I'm going to put them on there this thick because they're insect cloth. So if I have them layered over 4 times, nothing should get through that. So there we go. That's our tea. And that's a watering of the tea, or feeding of the tea. Let's go look around real quick a little bit. Look how big these melons are getting. The melons are getting so big. I moved some watermelons over here. Hopefully they'll do good. I had to back up on their watering because they're turning a little bit yellow. And these guys, they're starting to really break out and go. There's 2 big ones and 1 small plant down there. These tomatoes are doing really well. I love all this stuff I planted from seed. Tomatoes are doing real well. We got banana peppers. Hopefully they took. That's probably one coming out there, I hope. Oh guys, look at how crazy, I do mean crazy. Look at how crazy the sweet potatoes have gotten. Look at that. There is a really big, huge abundance of vines in here. I started feeding these potatoes too. Last week I started feeding these potatoes my tea. I never gave any of the potatoes anything, so maybe these potatoes will be a little bit bigger when they die back, because they're not dying back at all. So let's see what happens there. Yeah, look how big that is. This is the 3rd time feeding this stuff to you guys, and look at how well everything's doing. This is from the tea I made, I believe, anyways. I even fed everything in here the tea I made, except for today. Didn't feed all of them in there today. I fed these guys. Look at the strawberries. Ever since I started feeding them, the strawberries have been blowing up big time. Look at all these strawberries. Ever since I started feeding them 3 weeks ago, I've been getting a big blow up of strawberries. Same thing over here. Look at all these strawberries. Blowing up. I fed that last week. My snapdragons are blooming again after I fed them. Of course, this is the 2nd time feeding these. The wall, you guys. Look at the walk wall. The walk wall is epic. I love the walk wall. The walk wall, the brick walk, the alleyway. I love this wall right here. It's just epic. Isn't it beautiful? Look at all that. Oh, let's not get carried away. Okay. These tomatoes, I don't know. I bought these tomatoes from the store, you guys. They're massive tomatoes. They're huge. But they're not fruiting. Flowers like crazy. But they're not fruiting. I don't believe I'm overwatering them. I think these get less water than those. And look at how well these are doing. And these are just growing on their own. I didn't plant these. These are my sentinels from the squirrels. This one, the one way down there in the end. But yeah, I don't know why these are flowering, but they're not producing anything. Even my little tomatoes that I showed you guys first over there behind the shed, even those are actually fruiting. There's little small tomatoes on those. All right, so check out everything else that I've been feeding. Second week or third week of one of those, feeding these melons. Look at how the melons are doing. These melons are branching out like crazy. Look at these melons. These melons are big, loving life, branched out a lot. Almost all of this right here is from these two melons here. These are the smaller ones aren't growing too well, but they're growing. There's water going there. Where's the other one at? Yeah, there's another one down here somewhere. Look at these guys. Look at how well all my cantaloupe has been growing since I started feeding, guys. Since I started feeding, I've been getting some good growth. Where is that? Look at this. There's another one down there somewhere. This one is going really slow as far as growing fruit. It has some on it, but they're really small. Check out this. Big old cantaloupe. Another one down here. Somewhere. Come on. There's finally one on that little one down there. Some trellis or whatever it was called. But we finally got a small one hanging in on there. Finally got one on that one. All my melons and watermelons are starting to fruit, you guys. Within the 2 and 3 weeks that I've been feeding them all this stuff. Or all my teas. Alright. So with all that being said, in this really long video, if you guys watch it, awesome. If you watch parts of it, awesome. I'm going to post it anyways because it's going to be close to an hour, if not an hour. But yeah, let's post this video, get it posted up so you guys can see how the garden's doing and see how I'm getting it there doing it with my own teas. All right, peace out, guys. Yes, I know I keep ending the video and restarting, but hey, another thing I've been wanting to do that I keep forgetting about and putting off is making charcoal tea. So let's do that real fast, guys. So we got our compost piles here. We want to go inside these compost piles and get some of this compost out of here. Because you want these living microbes in your tea too. So I want to get some of this compost out of here. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, nice and well. Look at all them worms. Go away, worms, so I don't scoop you up. Put some of this in there. Oh yeah, look at that. That is nice looking compost. It's composting down quite nice. The worms are doing a great job composting this down. Okay, that should be good. There's millions, supposedly, millions of microbes in a single teaspoon or handful. A teaspoon of tea, a handful of soil. There's supposed to be millions of microbes. So we're just going to get some. I'll get some more from right here. It's a nice little wet spot. We'll take all the worms out though. We don't want the worms to suffer. They're just gonna die in there, so but the microbes will keep living. Alright, so we'll take this over here. So when you're making compost tea, when you're making charcoal tea, you're supposed to use hardwood or wood lump charcoal. And this is all I use anyways. 100% natural hardwood lump charcoal. Every now and then I'll use the Kingsford because I can't find this, so I'll use the Kingsford that's back there. But you don't want to use the Kingsford. The Kingsford's full of chemicals that you don't want to put inside your tea. So we're just going to this right here. I'm going to grab a couple of them to put in the water just like this. They say you don't need a lot. So this right here is already burned. It's already burned. It's good to go. But this right here should make it a little bit stronger. So we're going to dump this compost in there. And I think I want to put a nitrogen boost in there. So I'm going to put a nitrogen kick in there as well. These are coffee grounds. I'm going to dump those coffee grounds in there too. And I'm going to let this sit for a week before I use it. I'll actually probably use this on Tuesday because that's my normal feeding time. And with today being Thursday, I'll probably let this sit until Wednesday or Thursday actually. And then I'll feed with this again. But if I'm not mistaken, you only need to feed with this stuff once or twice a year. Once or twice a year, I think, if I remember right, to feed with this stuff because it's really strong. And then all my rainwater is gone, guys. So I filled this back up with faucet water. And you know the faucet water has chlorine in it, and fluoride and whatnot. So you want your water to sit out overnight before you use it in something like this, as I said before in previous videos. So let's grab the container. Oh wait, what am I doing? Huh? Need that. Pour it on in there just like with the other teas. I don't remember exactly what this is supposed to do for your garden, so while it's sitting, I'll research it. That way when I get ready to use it, I'll be able to tell you guys what this is supposed to do for your garden. But right now, I believe it's supposed to help build microbes in your soil. Living microbes. It helps with the micro life. I think that's all it does. It could be more. You know, out of the ashes come new life, you know, so that could have something to do with this too. Alright, we're going to leave that right there. I can just fill this up again later. Yeah, see, it doesn't really smell clean yet. I probably should have waited until tomorrow on this. Then we just want to stir it. What I'm going to do with my stick. I had a stick, I don't have it no more. The guy I watched do this, he said to stir it up, cover it up for like a week. And after a week, you can strain it and start using it. He just dipped his cup down into it and poured it into his garden. So I'm gonna have a bit of a mess to clean up after this. I want to get it stirred up really well. It's got the coffee grounds in there, and it's got the compost in there, so I want it stirred up really well. I imagine this charcoal is going to suck up some of this water. Alright, well, I'll clean this up later. But this is basically what we're doing. This is another kind of tea. This is charcoal tea. Another kind of tea, and you pour this onto your soil and around your plants. You don't want to pour it directly onto your plants. You can even pour this onto your soil before you plant your plant, before you transplant and all that. You can put this in your soil and it'll help with the microbes and help build up the life back in your soil again. So I want to do that here. I want to put some of this stuff in the soil around all my melons and everything else that's growing around here, so we can get some good microbial life going in them. All right, peace out. Everything I'm learning, I'm trying to share with you guys, and keep a lovely garden together. Peace out, you guys. And again, to have fun growing, experiment, and remember, y'all, to eat what you grow. I promise this is the last addition to this video. Peace out. Okay, we're back. I know I said I was going to end the video with the making of the biochar, but you know what? I've waited the whole week. It's been 5 days since I've made the biochar, and I want to use the biochar because it's feeding time now. I've already poured in a cup of both the banana and the compost tea, and let's check out this biochar tea together. Bring you guys closer. Okay. We're going to mix this, and then we're going to add a cup of it to the watering bucket as well. Here's our biochar, guys. Look how light it is. See how light it is in there? The color of tea, actually. Probably because of the compost and the coffee. Because we put wood ash in here, and with the wood ash we put compost and coffee, and we made biochar. And we are going to feed this biochar tonight. It's black now. Look at that. Look at that. That, I feel a whole lot better about that now. Nice and dark. Get it mixed up really well. You want all the microbes in here to be floating around in here when I scoop them out of here and put them into the watering tin, pan, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's get mixed up really well. And next week we'll do a garden tour after all this is fed, and it's been fed for a week. So we're just going to add a cup. Add a cup of this biochar. See all that residual? It's life. It's all life. All right, let's just put this back on here. The flies don't really want this, but we're going to put it back on there anyway. All right, let's go fill this up with water. I've already ran the hot water out of the hose. This time of day, always remember to run the hot water out of the hose. Doing it this way mixes it really well. And instead of having a brown tea, we should have a gray, brown, weird, funky color, I'm thinking. Oh, it almost looks green. It might be green. Alright, let's go feed the tomato plants first, because they are starving for something, I don't know what. Actually, this helps me not spill it. So yeah, look at that. Gray. It has a green gray color. This is my avocado tree, and yes, I do feed it once a month too. All right, let's go put some biochar into these tomatoes. I already put a little bit of charcoal down here in these guys and then watered over them. Alright, that's all we're doing. We're going to go around and just water all the biochar into the ground, just as we do the tea. And we'll see what happens there. That's a good mixture. It's a good amount. They're either going to hate me or love me for it. We'll see. The biochar is supposed to help if your ground is clay, and my ground is really thick, heavy, hard clay. All this down here has been transformed from clay to softer dirt because of all the dirt and compost that I've added to it. So I'm going to put biochar down in all of this too. So we'll get going with these, or we got going with these, and we'll finish with the biochar with the rest of everybody else off camera. And then next week when I do a new video, I'll show what the biochar has added to this garden, if there is a difference from what you guys seen last video and last walkthrough and now. All right, so now for reals, peace out, and I'll end this video hopefully on a positive note, and we'll see what happens next week, next Tuesday. Peace out.